Good morning this Monday, the 14th of November. I'm Grady Wool for Market Analyst with Bell Direct. Well, the local market soared 2.8% on Friday following the release of US inflation data out late on Thursday that hit 7.7% for October, which indicates a slowing of economic growth in the US and prompted investors to believe that inflation may have now peaked. Investors piled into technology stocks, which have sharply been sold off lately as the cost of borrowing finances increases with every interest rate hike, which impacts the growth outlook of technology companies. But with markets now believing inflation in the US may have peaked, investors piled back into growth stocks on Friday, sending the tech sector up almost 5% in the last trading session of the week. The best performing stocks on Friday were Megaport, which added just over 13.5%, Pinnacle Investment Management, which gained 12.5%, and Netwealth Group, which rose 11.67%. And on the other end of the market, the stocks that weighed on the market on Friday were Whitehaven Coal, losing almost 3.5%, Origin Energy fell at 3.2%, and Computershare closed the day down almost 3%. The most traded stocks by Bell Direct clients on Friday were BHP, Argosy Minerals and Nickel Industries. Wall Street extended its rally into Friday with the key indices closing higher, buoyed by lower than expected inflation data released on Thursday, indicating the Fed's aggressive rate hikes to tackle the 40-year high inflation are starting to work. The Dow Jones added 0.1%, the S&P 500 jumped almost 1%, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq rose 1.88%. Over in Europe, markets notched their best weekly performance in nearly 8 months on Friday, driven by hopes of smaller rate hikes by the Federal Reserve in the US to come and easing of some COVID restrictions in China. The Stoxx 600 added 0.1%, Germany's DAX lifted 0.56%, and the French CAC rose 0.58%. In the UK, the FTSE 100 fell 0.78% on Friday as the sterling rose on the back of smaller than expected contraction in Britain's economy in data out on Friday. Ahead of the local trading session here in Australia, the SPI futures are expecting the local market to open 0.6% higher to start the new trading week on a positive note. On the commodities front, crude oil is up 2.88% to $88.96 US a barrel. Brent oil is up 2.52% at $96.03 US a barrel. Gold is trading under 1% higher at $1,771 US an ounce, and iron ore is up 4.47% at $93.5 US a tonne. The Australian dollar has strengthened to buy 67.17 US cents, 56.71 British pence, 93.03 Japanese yen, and 1 New Zealand dollar and 10 cents. Taking a look at economic data out today, there's no local economic data out today. However, investors will be keeping a close eye out for RBA meeting minutes for November, which will be released tomorrow. And now let's dive into some trading ideas for your consideration to start the new trading week. Trading Central has identified a bullish signal on Zipco following the formation of a pattern over a period of 26 days, which is roughly the same amount of time the share price may rise from the close of 74 cents to the range of 85 cents to 87 cents, according to standard principles of technical analysis. And Trading Central has also identified a bullish signal on Cube Holdings, following the formation of a pattern over a period of 8 days, which is roughly the same amount of time the share price may rise from the close of $2.77 to the range of $3.02 to $3.08, according to standard principles of technical analysis. And that's all we have time for today. Happy Monday and happy investing.